Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Trash or Treasure. And today we're going to keep things going with the Slowblow Galar team that we featured in the last episode. And if you guys are interested in a little bit more about Slowblow Galar outside of what I've put on this team, I did talk about what it could possibly do in the last episode. And I will either leave that somewhere popping up right now on the screen or probably most likely in the description down below. And as we are going to find our first opponent of the day here, rocking Indeedee. That's not an Indeedee, Ryan. You have the Indeedee. Sorry. Rocking a Amoonguss, Toxtricity, Urshifu, Togekiss, Incineroar, and a Dragapult. So, as much as I would love to go Trick Room here, although, I was going to say I am scared of that Amoonguss. Although, Indeedee Slowbro kind of just runs over that Amoonguss there before it's a threat. In fact, I'm just going to go for it, guys. That's also, I want to say, most likely Water-type Urshifu. Just because he doesn't have another Water-type on the team, and I feel like that's where it's headed. Primarina is also a really good mod to have in the back here as well, especially if I wanted to change my mind and go for a potential Misty Terrain to stop a potential Spore from that Amoonguss as well. Incineroar is the first mod that strikes out to me here. Maybe I should be bringing it. Although I wouldn't mind having Duraludon as another potential Dynamax. It also counters that Togekiss that I really don't have too many answers to right now. So maybe that is the way to go. The question is, what do I want to do? That's the real question. Do I actually want to bring the Duraludon? Because the issue is if I bring the Duraludon and I max the Prim, the Duraludon is basically useless. Almost useless. I think I'm going to bring the Dura. I am going to bring the Dura here just off the off chance. I also have a chance to go for Electric Terrain. So basically, out of my two primary maxers here, I'm going to be able to stop Spore, which I think is the key, could be key here. Although my main plan to stop Spore is just spam Expanding Force. Turn 1, click double Expanding Force, get rid of that Amoonguss, and then get Trick Room up afterwards, as he leads the Amoonguss and the Togekiss. So, this I'm content with. I am literally going to click Expanding Force twice. I do not see a reason to not click Expanding Force twice. It hits the Togekiss hard, not really a threat to knock me out by either of his two mons, and as long as Slowbro wins a potential speed tie versus the Amoonguss, we're good. So I'm just going to click it. I'm going to go for it, doubling into the Amoonguss here. If he does have Dark-type Urshifu in the back, that's a good play on his end. He could probably switch it in here. Although I think we're still alright. Like I said, I want to get rid of this Amoonguss before I get the Trick Room up, as we're going to see an Air Slash from the Togekiss. So he is going to attempt to flinch my Indeedee. And Amoonguss is going to be fast Amoonguss and get a Spore off. So, seeing that this Amoonguss is faster than Indeedee, I'm content with this. Because this Expanding Force is going to come out, pack a nice big punch here. Amoonguss probably drops pretty low. And now I'm content to set up Trick Room. Assuming I can wake up here. Assuming I can wake up, I'm very content to set up a Trick Room here. Because this is a fast Amoonguss, and that seems weird to me. I'm not going to bother follow me. There's really no reason to. Because all I really need is Trick Room going up. And Slowbro can be asleep. Even as long as Indeedee survives the turn, we're fine. Are we going to see a Dynamax? No Dynamax, just a Dazzling Gleam for some chip damage here from this Togekiss. Indeedee takes a little bit, and we're probably going to see a Spore into this Indeedee. That's perfectly fine. I just need to wake up and get a Trick Room off. That's all I need to do at this point. Of course, Indeedee going to be asleep this turn, guaranteed. And Slowbro, if Slowbro does wake up and get this Trick Room up, which is fantastic. Okay, so now that the Trick Room's up, this Amoonguss is in a horrible spot, and Indeedee has a free turn to wake up as well. See, I'm going to put the Amoonguss to sleep. I'm tempted to go after this Togekiss, but I really have no reason to. In fact, if I wake up and Helping Hand, that might just be better. In fact, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to attempt to wake up and Helping Hand here. And I am going to wake up, which is fantastic, as a Helping Hand drops for this potential Expanding Force. Amoonguss is going to protect. I'm fine with that. I really wish I would have Shell Side armed this Togekiss now. But Slowbro is going to drop this Expanding Force here, and it's still not a threat to die. We're still not at a threat to die right now. And this might actually just pick this up. And we do pick up this Togekiss. So, protecting Amoonguss does not help him there. And Slowbro putting in some work right now, guys. Slowbro is putting in the work. Amoonguss is dead this turn. I am free to click Expanding Force. Ignore the background noise, guys. I do apologize for that. As Urshifu comes in, and is it going to be water? It's going to actually be fighting Urshifu. So, sorry, not fighting. They're both fighting. Dark Urshifu, my apologies. And I need to kill Amoonguss here. What does he have in the back? The question is, what he has 3 turns of Trick Room. I have 2 more turns of Psychic Terrain. I'm just going to Expanding Force. I think it's safer regardless of whatever he has in the back. I mean, he could bring in Incineroar here. He could bring in Incineroar. So maybe I Shell Side Arm the Amoonguss. In fact, I'm going to. It's a little bit, seem kind of safer for me here, and I'm going to bring in Primarina. That's a mistake. I should have followed me. That's my bad, guys. I should have clicked follow me. Rather than straight up switching in Primarina. Because now I potentially lose Slowbro. And losing Slowbro could be a mistake. And Amoonguss is actually going to get a double protect off here. And that's not good. As Slowbro going for the Shell Side Arm, of course, going to go into that protect. And Wicked Blow from the Urshifu, and I'm going to lose my Slowbro here, I would imagine. But thankfully, I did decide with the bulky Slowbro set, and I am going to manage to survive that and eat a nice little Wiki Berry here. So we're back up, we got some health back, and now we're in a pretty good spot. Now we are in a very, very good spot. The question is this Urshifu going to be Focus Sash? That is the real question. Because Amoonguss doesn't want to stay in. But I can't... Actually, you know what? I can just do this. I can risk Amoonguss staying in. I can risk that because this Amoonguss will be faster than my Primarina. So Primarina will be going first and getting a Misty Terrain up. So we are going to Dynamax our Primarina right here rather than just Slowbro like we did last episode. But Slowbro ain't really our maxer. It's not our best Dynamaxer right now, but it put in some work. Living that attack, keeping us a 4-piece puzzle for us here, is huge. So Primarina going to Dynamax here, and now if this is not Focus Sash Urshifu, we're fine. And Urshifu is going to Detect. That's alright. I'm really not mad because Amoonguss doesn't put on pressure right now. Amoonguss does not put any pressure on us right now because he can't put us to sleep. As a Starfall is going to go out and go right through this Urshifu's Protect. And it is going to be Focus Sash. Okay. This I'm content with. Urshifu, of course, being unable to fully protect itself and going to hang on with the Sash. And I'm assuming this Amoonguss wants to Sludge Bomb. Or might Spore. It might attempt to Spore. Would seem really weird to me, though. He does just drop a Sludge Bomb into our Primarina. Okay. This I'm okay with. Critical hit's a bit annoying, but it's not surprising. What do I got? One more turn of room. So one more turn of Trick Room here. So the safer play is to Shell Side Arm the Urshifu. And to Geyser off onto this Amoonguss. That should kill the Amoonguss through Protect, I would hope. At the very least, it's at least getting damage off here, which I think is super important. I'm very much so in a driver's seat. Urshifu going to drop a Sucker Punch into the Slowbro. That definitely caught me off guard. We are out of Psychic Terrain. However, we are going to kill this Amoonguss still. We still pick up this Amoonguss here, which I'm content with. That was a good Sucker Punch on his end. That's my bad. I could have slacked off as well. I probably should have. That would have been a really good play. The Urshifu wasn't really a threat anymore. So maybe I should have slacked off just to get my health back. But not the end of the world, although he does still have a Dynamax user in the back. Although if it is that Dragapult, our Primarina is looking to be in a very nice spot here. Gonna bring in Indeedee, get the Psychic Terrain back up. And it's going to be this Toxtricity for our opponent. This is still not over. This is still not over. This I actually don't... Okay, the thing is if it's... Where's the Dynamax? That's the real question, is where's the Dynamax here? We're out of Trick Room right now. We are outside of Trick Room, so I take the Urshifu into my Indeedee. And I kill the Urshifu. And I think I'm going to strike the Urshifu here. I think I'm going to strike it. It will pick up the knockout, and it will slow down this Toxtricity for the Duraludon later on. Indeedee going to follow me, and it's probably going to be Specs Overdrive, which is a little bit annoying. Wicked Blow coming out, and does Specs Overdrive do enough to Dynamax Primarina? As Indeedee does drop here, and this I don't like to see. Of course, the critical hit guaranteed. I think I threw this game, guys, by letting him Sucker Punch my Slowbro. And it's just going to be a Sludge Bomb. Is it going to be Specs? It might not be Specs because Primarina is going to survive this with 42 health. And with a Strike coming out, we are going to slow down this Urshifu. So it's kind of unfortunate that he wasn't Specs. Although I guess if he's Specs, I die and then I lose to the Urshifu anyways. So maybe him being Life Orb is best case scenario because we keep Primarina around. As our Poison here is going to chip us down. Now, the real question is Primarina on 1 HP after Life Orb and Poison. So we're going to get a free... He can't ignore Primarina is what I'm trying to say right now. He cannot ignore this Primarina. The problem is Duraludon really can't hit him. And he can still Dynamax this Toxtricity here. I drop a Hydro Cannon for sure, but I really have no other way to hit him, and I don't want to waste a Draco. I want to chip him down before I drop a Draco, so I'm going to go for the Flash Cannon and a Hydro Cannon. Double Cannon this turn here, guys. I think it should work out for me, as Duraludon is now faster, thankfully going for this Flash Cannon here into this Toxtricity. And is Primarina going to be faster? Primarina will not be faster. So, part of me really, right now, really wishing that I would have been able to drop a Draco right there. Because getting a Draco off there without him maxing really would have won me this game. Now I'm going to Draco. Now I'm definitely going to click Draco Meteor. If he doesn't max, I don't know why he's not Dynamaxing. I mean, Overdrive makes sense. It saves him from picking a target. But I'm hoping Life Orb plus Draco Meteor is enough to finish off this Toxtricity. We also are faster. So we do get 2 attacks off, and he's not even going to Dynamax. Not even going to try and survive this Draco Meteor. Which, very surprising to me. But once again, I guess we'll take that win. Although, I threw earlier. I definitely threw earlier when I let Urshifu take down my Slowbro. There was really no reason for me to attack. Like, Amoonguss wasn't a threat, so I should have just slacked off to potentially get Trick Room back up. And I just threw my win con away. However, we do still manage to come out victorious in that one. And Slowbro Galar right now. 3-0 on the channel, guys. I'm really liking this. Next time I'm going to mute my phone before I start the video. I apologize if you guys heard that go off. But, we're climbing back up on our ranks here, guys. We are climbing back up the ranks. Another opposing trainer has been found immediately here, and I'm not going to try and pronounce that. I'm assuming it's French, but once again, I'm not going to try, guys. I'm just going to embarrass myself if I do. So, either way, Urshifu, Talonflame, Clefairy, Porygon Z, Rillaboom, and Dracovish for our opponent right now. And this is fairly annoying. This is fairly annoying, depending on what that Urshifu is, and I would once again assume Dark. So the question is, do I have an answer? Maybe I go like Indeedee Dura. That's really tempting, actually. Indeedee Duraludon is super tempting right now. And with Primarina in the back, the only issue with this is I want to max Primarina and Duraludon. Like, I want to Dynamax both of them. Incineroar is not the greatest here. Do I want Slowbro? I feel like Slowbro could be good. Slowbro has potential. But does it actually work? Is the real question. I don't know if it actually works in this game. So what happens? He leads Clefairy, Porygon Z. I lead Indeedee Duraludon. See, I could Trick Room, but I don't think Trick Room is the ideal scenario here. I'm going to keep Cinderace. I'm going to go Cinderace. We're going to bring 3 Dynamax users, guys, and kind of just see how this game plays out here. I'm tempted to force... I was really tempted there to force Slowbro for a few minutes, guys, but I don't want to force it into a battle it really shouldn't be in. So, going to see what happens here. Going for the Slowbro Galar. Opting not to go for the Slowbro Galar. I overthought that one there. But we're going to get Porygon Z, Urshifu for my opponent. Is it going to be Dark? It is indeed going to be Dark, so... Very content with leaving my Slowbro on the bench right now as we bring in Duraludon and Indeedee. So this shuts down any potential Sucker Punches from this Urshifu. And I feel like I just drop a Wormwood. I think I definitely max here. And I am going to go for the Wormwood. And I'm going to drop it into the Porygon Z. And I'm actually going to Helping Hand. Indeedee is a very common threat to click Follow Me here. He can't simply go... I guess he could just Close Combat Hyper Beam into the Duraludon here, predicting me not to follow me, but he's going to Dynamax first. Could still be either of these two, but given the fact that it's in that Luxury Ball, it is going to be this Porygon Z. And it is indeed going to be this Porygon Z. It had to be, otherwise there would have been some illegal activity going on. However, Porygon Z is going to Dynamax right now. And let's see how this plays out. I would imagine he doubles the Indeedee. I would imagine. Now, I could be wrong, and there's also a chance I don't kill the PZ with a Helping Hand Wormwind here. That's also another threat, that this just doesn't pick up a knockout here and I'm in a lot of trouble. Maybe I should have gone after the Urshifu. I don't know, I just feel like targeting their Dynamax user was a better play. But let's see. Indeedee, of course, going to go for the Helping Hand, and Urshifu should go first here. I'm expecting a Wicked Blow into Indeedee. Wicked Blow does come out right now, so even if it goes into Duraludon, it's not going to do too much. And it does go into this Indeedee, triggering that Focus Sash, which is fantastic. And what does Porygon Z do? I'm assuming just He's actually gonna Darkness. That going into Indeedee as well. That's fine. So Indeedee taking both attacks without needing to go for the follow me right there, which is incredible. So Duraludon right now putting up some work right now, potentially dropping this Porygon Z right here. I actually don't know this damage calc, guys, but let's find out. Wormwind coming out, going into the Porygon Z at +1. It is not enough from that Helping Hand boost. However, we do put it low enough in range for our Cinderace to pick this knockout up. And maybe bringing Cinderace was the right play, guys. Maybe Cinderace was the play. Maybe it was the play the entire time. So, I unfortunately do not have Iron Head, but I think a Pyro Ball should be enough to finish off this Porygon Z from the range it's at. And I'm not really concerned about Urshifu, so I'm just going to Wormwind the... Do I want to Steel Spike? I'm actually tempted to Steel Spike, and I think I'm going to. I am going to Steel Spike the Urshifu because the attack drops don't really matter versus it. And I'm going to drop a Porygon... I'm going to drop a Pyro Ball into the Porygon. Can't drop a Porygon into a Pyro Ball. That's not how that works. He's actually going to swap out of Urshifu here into a Clefairy. So we get a free Steel Spike right now. And a free Steel Spike is good in my books. And he's going to Max Guard. This I'm fine with. If this picks up the knockout clean, this is actually perfect. Of course, the Pyro Ball going into the Protect and a Steel Spike coming straight out from my Duraludon into this Clefairy switching. And Clefairy is managing to hang on from that, which is slightly annoying, but not the end of the world. That is not the end of the world. The question is, do I want to save my Cinderace? And I think that's a yes. Although, do I save Cinderace at the cost of Primarina? I think that's a no. I think trying to save Cinderace at the cost of Primarina is definitely a no-no. So I'm going to Steel Spike into the Porygon Z here, and I'm going to double the Porygon again. If he wants to follow me, that's fine, because either way I'm losing Cinderace here, regardless of what I do. Clefairy, of course, going to go for this follow me. Pyro Ball should pick up the Clefairy. Pyro Ball is going to connect, thankfully, because it is a 90% accurate move, and it will pick up this Clefairy. And Steel Spike will pick up this Porygon. The real question is, where did the Porygon decide to go? And it is going to go for this Max Strike, and I'm assuming into Cinderace. But he actually strikes the Duraludon, which gives us a chance now. Seeing that strike into the Duraludon really gives us a chance right now in this game. Yes, Cinderace loses speed, but we also get our defense back up here with Duraludon. Not that it realistically matters, but we'll see what he wants. The key part is we still have 3 pieces to this puzzle. The key is we still have 3 pieces. And with 3 pieces, we can actually maneuver off these speed drops here, depending on what his last Pokemon is. I'm tempted just to Sucker Punch the Urshifu, though, to put it in range of a Moonblast. But we'll see what he brings in. It's going to be Talonflame. Okay, it's going to be Talonflame, and that is Urshifu. So I can't Sucker Punch the Urshifu because we are in Psychic Terrain still. So I will correct myself on that one. I might Sucker Punch this Talonflame, though, although I don't think that helps me. Although, actually, it should. Yeah, Sucker Punching Talonflame does still help me here. I think I just let Duraludon die. I don't think I need Duraludon anymore. I'm going to drop a Thunder. I'm going to double this Talonflame. Although, Sucker Punch does not work into Talonflame. I actually should point that out, because if he does go first with either a potential Tailwind or a Brave Bird, because of Gale Wings here, Sucker Punch is going to fail. And that we cannot have. So, I'm going to attempt to bounce into this Talonflame. I don't think I'm going to get it off, though. I do think we're behind in this one. Talonflame does go for a Tailwind here. And we're going to get a bounce up, but we'll see what this Urshifu goes for. Urshifu is going to Wicked Blow into what I'm assuming is Cinderace. It is into the Cinderace, and Cinderace is going to live on 12. So fantastic that Cinderace lives that, as we get a bounce off here. Now, if I'm my opponent's Urshifu, I'm assuming I've bounced the Urshifu, right? As Duraludon drops a Thunderbolt right here into this Talonflame. And that actually is almost enough to pick up that knockout clean, and we get a potential and we get the paralysis. Not a potential, we get the full the actual paralysis here. And the question is he going to get fully paired? Talonflame is not a likely mon to protect right now. I don't think I need Urshifu right now. I don't think I need Duraludon, excuse me. And I'm just going to Flash Cannon to Urshifu. Talonflame should drop right here. And I'm expecting Urshifu to actually click Protect. I am expecting this Urshifu to click Protect. Urshifu is just going to Wicked Blow and kill the Duraludon. That's fine. I'm okay with that. And Talonflame is going to go first. and of course attack into nothing as we get Primarina, Cinderace versus Urshifu endgame here. And Talonflame, like I said, Brave Bird into nothing, and Cinderace bounce does manage to connect and kill off this Talonflame. So because we are not Life Orb and that we are Expert Belt, we will still be around on the field right now, which is definitely helping us out. And with Primarina coming in and the Psychic Terrain ending, we're free to click Sucker Punch and Moonblast to finish off this Urshifu, and that should seal the game. Moonblast going out into Urshifu, and a free Sucker Punch here will seal the deal, and we're good to go. So, looking like we're going to get 4-0 with Galarian Slowbro here, or at least the Galarian Slowbro team. Slowbro put in work, guys. Honestly, Slowbro has been putting in the work in these last few episodes, and the battle is going to be cancelled there as he sees my Primarina. But I'm giving Slowbro Galar here a nice little treasure rating. It's definitely a force to be reckoned with if played properly. Is this the team for it? I feel like parts of it are. I feel like Indeedee with Slowbro here, getting Follow Me potential to get Trick Room up, as well as this Psychic Terrain to spam Expanding Force, is really, really positive. There's other pieces to this team that maybe I would change. However, I think overall, I mean, I can't complain. I've gone 4-0 so far, so I'm going to give Slowbro the nice little treasure rating here. I think it's good. I think it's a niche role. You know, it's a Trick Room setter that can actually do damage. I know Porygon 2 can do damage as well, but I don't know. I just feel like Slowbro in Psychic Terrain actually packs a punch, as well as Shell Sidearm as well. Being able to hit Rillaboom, being able to hit Togekiss. Just being able to hit threats of the format right now, I think it's treasure. And yeah, that's going to be it for this video, guys. And I'm honestly going to be back in the next episode with next episode of Trash or Treasure with a different team. Going back to basics on something new here. I don't know what I'm going to use yet, but I will figure it out, and it will indeed be unique. So look forward to that, and I will see you guys in the next episode.